And when I started looking into the tourism industry, it's bigger than I think a lot of people think. And from what I can see, it's responsible for almost 4 million jobs here in the UK, 11% of the country's total workforce, and 200 billion pounds in revenue. It's massive. And yet, just today, our government announced that we're on tier 2 lockdown here in London, which is going to devastate hospitality and again, disencourage people to come into London and spend on tourist activities. And we know that maybe international travel is halted because of other nations, but London could be benefiting from national travel, I think, so much more. And so our theaters could as well. So look, I'm glad you're here today to talk about what you're experiencing and what kind of solutions we can find. Tell me, what is it like from your perspective, watching your business go from where it was to now? And I don't know, what do you think we can do to change it?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. So at this time last year, we were celebrating record results, actually. And so we were coming into the start of 2020, the business was in the best position it had ever been. And we were thriving. And to go from there to where we are now, it's crazy. And we've been operating since the 10th of July. So we started back post-lockdown on the 10th of July. And as you mentioned, we had one bus out. We managed to get up to 4 buses out a day. And saw some signs of life back in August, to be fair, as parents and kids came and enjoyed some good weather. But even on our good days, we were still 93, 94% down against last year. So that's crazy. And now as prevailing sentiment is going against us, and it feels almost a bit like deja vu from back in March time as we're heading towards lockdowns. We're seeing, our numbers have dropped off a cliff to the point where where running is almost unsustainable. And that's a challenge, as we're a business that supported, 300 jobs in London.
One of the things I've heard you talk about is consumer confidence, just having people feel like they can go and do things and spend and things like that. Like, how devastating is that when, of course, we had people coming back in August, September, the Eat Out to Help Out, people got comfortable going back in venues that they might have thought were dangerous, and they realized they're actually not. And now all that seems to be stopped now with these tiers and lockdowns, and it feels like there's a new wave of fear, which I'm guessing is the worst thing for your business.
Yeah, so we took all the measures that we could when reopening to introduce social distancing on board, and we cleaned the buses between every tour, and we have digital tickets, so everything's kind of contactless. But we really were just starting to see some fragments of consumer confidence return in August, and people starting to come back out and feel more comfortable, and which is what we desperately need, and what everyone needs really for the economies to return. But obviously now, with cases on the rise again, and the government announcements, and the as I say, the prevailing sentiment, it's like a yo-yo almost. People don't know what to do anymore, because people were coming out and eating out to help out, as you say, and that trust and confidence was coming back, but it's now being thoroughly suppressed, I think, and it's difficult for businesses to cope because you don't know if you're coming or going.